Hi, this is Shadi, and today it's gonna be in my opinion, a serious discussion about judo and the age and starting judo or quitting judo, all that stuff. Because these two you are watching in front of you, their rivalry, in a nutshell, taught me so much just watching it and hearing Huizinga after his retirement talk about it. It is simply something that is just splendid. Now, here you are watching the 2007 World Championship, the semi-final. It was a great rivalry. Iliadis won by a very close score. I'm gonna show after that the Olympic Games match they had in 2008 in Beijing, and this whole story is about judo and age. So you see, you have Mark Huizinga, who was a 3 times Olympic medalist. 96 he won a bronze. You had 2000 in Sydney, he won gold in the -90, the same year that Kosei Inoue won the gold medal in the -100, and in 2004 in Athens he won the bronze medal. Same year, the 2004 Olympics in Athens, you have Ilias Iliadis making his debut as an 18-year-old kid, winning the gold in front of his home crowd. So Ilias Iliadis, clearly much younger than Huizinga. You see, Huizinga was, I believe, around 31 years of age in Athens, and Iliadis was just 18 years old. So there's a 13-year difference. And here in 2007, Mark Huizinga was on his way out of his competitive career, and Iliadis was just getting started. So they met again, or the final time, in Beijing, the Olympic Games, a year later. This one here, he won by a very close call. You're gonna see it. By the way, they're gonna shoot on each other's legs, keep an eye on it, and they know how to sprawl. So just as a parenthesis, but other than that, they met in the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Huizinga was 35 years old. Iliadis was 22 years old. He had everything going for him. He was in the peak of his youth. He was starting just his career. He had coming off of a gold win the last time, so he was a reigning champion, so to speak. He wanted to win badly, like I said, and Huizinga was just 35. His body is beat up. His career is just should have. A lot of people said it should have probably ended the moment he took the bronze in Athens, but yet here you can see him in Beijing, and guess who won? It was Huizinga who won against Iliadis. Huizinga had everything going against him: physical fitness, conditioning, age, etc. But he had two things: he had experience and he had heart, and those two were enough to beat a monster like Iliadis, who had everything going for him. So why is this so important? You see, I started judo very late in life. I was 2 months before my 27th birthday, I believe, 2 years ago. So judo is a sport that favors the young. They want to give the little ones belts. They want to work them really hard, constantly make them compete so they can reach cadet, and then a junior, and then senior, and they want to take them to nationals and then continental, and hopefully they can get them on the IJF World Tour. And if they collect enough points and whatever, they can go to the Olympics. This is the goal of every trainer and every club. If you live in a country that takes judo seriously, like France and all the neighboring countries. So what's the point of the story? So when you are someone who starts very late in life, you start to feel, first of all, old, and two, you feel out of place, incredibly out of place. But let me tell you one thing. The best of judokas were not even competitors. Jigoro Kano, how many medals did he have? He didn't even have the All Japan in his time. All the jiu-jitsu competitions, etc. He just barely any. When it came to proving judo and being better than all the schools, he sent out his students, even though he was in his 20s and 30s. He didn't care about competing. He had a bigger vision, a bigger goal, and that is a better society, and also being an academic, an intellectual, and combining all these together. Here you see Iliadis countering Huizinga and winning, proving that, it's the time for the younger ones, so on and so forth. But that wasn't the end. Here I'm gonna play the Beijing Olympics match, so just so you can watch the two. Like I said, experience and heart clearly triumphed on that day. So as I was saying, Kyuzo Mifune, there was also the All Japan. Kimura, only the All Japan. Now we are so concerned with the IJF World Tour and the Olympics and winning the nationals or the continental titles. So you're gonna feel, first of all, old, or you feel like the trainer is focusing far more on the younger ones and barely like interested in promoting you or correcting your technique, or giving you an equal share of the attention that you need in order to progress and become a good judoka. Some of them, I'm not gonna say all of them, but some of them see them as investments. I'm gonna get him big, I'm gonna get him strong, I'm gonna get him fit, and I'm gonna send him out to compete. He or she, I'm gonna send them out to compete. So if someone in his late 20s, even 30s, 40s, coming in to start to learn judo, and you're gonna have to teach them everything, they're gonna be like, ugh. And this is, in my opinion, a big problem. First of all, that person can have big aspirations, not necessarily in competition, but just overall increasing the quality of life. You see, self-defense skills, mental fortitude, mental wellness, learning the culture, etc. In my opinion, these are the things that will last. And I am very fortunate that I am someone that's very curious. I'm not gonna say obsessed, but I'm gonna say just incredibly curious. Even back when I was in school, in architecture school, I was just so immersed in the academic part of things, specifically history, and always trying to find out where things came from and all the theories come from, the concepts. I was far more invested in that because I believe that knowledge, it's what grows your creativity and what grows your skills in order to practice certain things. For example, if I learn about Van Gogh and how his technique was, how did he come up with the concept, I'm gonna far more assimilate it if I'm gonna try to do something remotely similar. Same with architecture and same with judo. So excuse me. So why what am I trying to say? So you see, the lifespan of a competitive judoka is very short. When someone is around 30, 31, they're probably on their way out. There are those who are a bit stubborn, like Phil's mother, who she's still, I believe, 39 or 40 and still on the IJF World Tour, and won a bronze recently. And Huizinga is a great example, actually. But nonetheless, all of them, Kosei Inoue, his career ended, he was just 29 years old. Many others just even barely early 30s, and there they are, just gone. But that's the thing, you live 70, 80 years old. What are you gonna do after 32 years of age? You're gonna become a coach, and you're gonna just look at the young ones and lament your better years. That's, in my opinion, that's not a good way to live out the rest of your years in judo. So a lot of you tell me, hey, I'm a dad, I'm 35, I watch your videos, should I go into judo? Or hey, I did judo in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and I stopped, can I go back? And first of all, that makes me very happy that people are watching my videos and getting excited enough to go back on the mats. That's one, I am incredibly thankful. It makes this a lot more enjoyable to do. And two, yes, you absolutely should go back to the mat, because here, after you go back, especially after the, the golden years of competition, you're gonna find out that there's so much more to learn, and you're gonna far more enjoy the ride, from the academic part, the history, the origins of techniques, the nomenclature, how you pronounce it, what does it mean, where do they come from, and when it comes to competition, I believe, for example, a sport like BJJ, it's a far more like, how do you say, good to the older ones. You have Masters 1, Masters 2. You see Anthony Bourdain, may he rest in peace, in his late 60s, competing as a blue belt, which is something really amazing. In France, we have something called veterans. In my last competition, I saw old men. You have the Masters World Championship. People with white beards, white hair, etc., still competing. You also have kata competition. So it's not just necessarily the Olympic Games. Here you see he beat him 35 years against a 21 or a 22-year-old, beating him with experience and heart. You can say that Uchimata was barely a Yuko, but he was able to score nonetheless. That's up to the referees, not for me, but still. It's a great moment in judo history that can teach us a lot. Age does not matter. You can aspire for all the aspects. You want to learn, you want to be an academic, you want to research. Hey, all the books are out there. Hey, do your own research. You can do your research up until you are 101. You want to compete. Hey, that's good on you. Make sure your joints are healthy, or you didn't have any major surgeries. You can go in. There are tons of people in your age who are beginners, starting late in life, just like you, and they want to compete. They want to be healthy. They want to be mentally strong. They want to feel good, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion. Becoming a better person, learning, and just overall take that behavior out of the mat and projecting it onto your surroundings. Because with all due respects to competitors, but once their time is done, it's done. And you can, for example, Fabio Basile, he won that gold in Rio. He still takes pictures with that gold medal. What are you gonna do after your career ends? Are you gonna become an academic? You're gonna become a researcher? You wanna become a good coach? What is it? So for those who started late, or consider you have kids, etc., and you want to start, in my opinion, that's a great choice to make. Starting out late in life, like I said, you can concentrate on all the aspects, and since you have your life maturity, you finished your studies, you have your family, etc., in my opinion, that will allow you to absorb far more information, understand the etiquette far more, and just make sure you find someone or a teacher that's gonna give you the right attention, and not just focus on you as an investment, because they need competitors. Like, I'll give you an example. It's such a stupid story. In my old club, I actually left, but someone came very new. He was like 16 or 17, something like that. Barely knew, barely did any 2 or 3 weeks of judo. And my club wanted competitors. So the rule are, according to the federation, is that you need to have a green belt at least to be able to compete in the cadet. So like the 14, 15, 16, 17 years of range, something like that. And he was clearly a beginner. So they gave him a green belt, gave him a license for that year to practice judo with the green belt on it, just so they can send out competitors. That, in my opinion, first of all, will just destroy the club. 2, you will destroy that little kid, because they don't know what they're doing, and you're gonna send them out. You're gonna put all your faith in them. And 2, that's gonna destroy your reputation as a trainer. So what are you doing just because you want competitors? So the first thing I want you to do is that look for a club that wants to really help people and really enjoy teaching. judo, and not just look at little kids as investments, because that's gonna ruin everything. A lot of people, a lot of little kids who were very talented left because of this nonsensical pressure. So for those of you who will start late or started late judo in life, I'd say good on you. At least you're still better than that guy who says, I'm too busy, I have a job, I have kids. At least, and I understand it's very it can be embarrassing coming in, you're middle-aged, you're wearing a white belt, there are kids 18, 19, 17, 15 who are wearing brown belts and black belts. You're gonna feel very small and you're gonna feel embarrassed, but don't be. Trust me, your experience in life and your willingness to learn and your passion is gonna show on the mats, and you're gonna exceed it, and you're gonna exceed a lot of them very soon. Just be patient, stay nice, and just do it, and research the academic part. This is what Kano Sensei wanted. He says that judo that's just on the mats is just useless. So it's far more than that. It's a life outside the mats. And for those who are starting late, I strongly encourage you, and you are a source of motivation, leaving comments like, I'm 35 and I'm gonna start judo. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart, and think of Mark against Ilias Iliadis. That's a wonderful story. Keep it with you. Remember that judo is not just the mats or the competition, and someone who invests is a bad teacher. So if you have anything else to add, please share it down below. Consider supporting me on Patreon. I have a few videos already uploaded for the patrons that are there already. I'm very thankful for those as well. Like I said, if you have anything else to add, let me know down below. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.